Contract your Kegel. Relax your Kegel. Contract your Kegel. Relax your Kegel.
Contract your Kegel. Retract your Kegel.
Together, we Kegel as one.
When we Kegel together, we Kegel as one. You can Kegel your penis. Call it your keenness. And Kegel it.
May your Kegels be as tall as the heavens.
May your Kegels bring you squirts from the angels themselves.
May your Kegels keep you strong.
Kegel from the highest mountaintops to the lowest valleys.
The shepherd shall supply my Kegels.
A Kegel a day keeps the doctor away.
He who Kegels is a good boy in the eyes of the Lord.
He who Kegels his keenness is a man and no longer a boy.
He Kegeleth on high.
Thou shalt Kegel.
Thou shalt Kegel, Kegel. Strengthen the walls of your uterus.
May your pelvic walls be like the walls of Jericho.
Welcome to Working Crass Podcast. This is Lauren.
Hello, I hope you enjoyed your Kegel exercises.
And I'm Joshua. And we have here joining us Byron.
Big kitty up in the D.
Big kitty up in the D today, folks.
Yeah, dude. Ready to rock and roll, ready to cock and toll.
Now, who was that playing the cello in that?
Someone that was like pretty good, I think. You know, they're pretty good except for one part.
Except for one part.
Yeah,
we didn't play that
We didn't
part.
play that part. Good.
Oh, that's good.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was, though. Maybe it was like, I don't know.
Maybe his name was Byron.
Yeah, Byron Bow.
No, that was Byron playing in that recording there.
I played at church in 2010, and my dad just sent me that for some reason.
Nice.
Like the other day, he was like, "You need to get that cello out again."
You need to play that beautiful cello again.
Play the cello.
I did band and Byron did orchestra. I played saxophone for several years, and I guess still do. And you still play cello as well.
Not really. I'm pretty good at it though. Still, I could pull it out. And my dad is always like, "You don't practice it, so there's no way you'll be good at it." But I promise you, I can pull it out. I can improvise. I can my vibrato.
Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa! Check out that vibrato.
Yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a podcast viewer, they can hear that vibrato.
If you're just listening,
Is that how
he's-
you practice?
Byron-
You practice vibrato on your wrist.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do actually. You would do this, and like you could do like.
yeah, for the listeners, Byron is celloing and vibratoing his own forearm. I think we're also getting a little glimpse into your jerk-off technique.
it is a similar motion, to be honest. Yeah, I put this finger on the tip, this finger on the. Yeah, they're both on the tip, and
this
then
finger on the tip, this finger on the clit.
Yeah.
I hold mine. I hold mine like a pencil, like I'm drawing or writing. So do you have any stories from orchestra times? You had a orchestra election.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. So there was an orchestra. There was a whenever you know how in high school you run for like offices, like orchestra president, right?
Yeah, student council.
Yeah, student council. I didn't win anything, and I ran all the time, and people voted against me as a joke. For like National Honor Society, I ran for like treasurer, and
good.
literally people would come up to me and be like, "I voted against you because I thought it'd be funny,"
Oh
and I
my
lost
God.
to fucking some
Yeah.
girl that was hot, but like I think I would. Well, I probably would have lost anyways.
Yeah,
But anyways, I ran for orchestra president,
yeah.
and now I was running against my friend Jonathan, and he was like. First chair cellist. We were both in symphony together from freshman year. Good friend of mine.
Is this Jonathan we know, Jonathan?
No,
no, because he didn't play cello. Never
But
mind.
you should ask Jonathan we know because he probably knows the story.
Yeah.
And I ran against him because I wanted to get, something on my college applications that said I was, orchestra president or something.
Yeah.
And
So did you have to do a cello duel?
no, we didn't. But he would have killed me at it because he was really good, and he actually practiced and I didn't. And so what happened was I didn't really want to win orchestra president because I didn't want to take that from him. He had worked really hard and he deserved it. He had been like in office.
You just wanted the
years.
title of president, but you didn't want the work.
No,
president.
Well, here's the thing.
He didn't want to take it from the guy.
I didn't want to take it from the guy, but the person whoever got second place in the vote became vice president. And so I was like, that's good enough for me. I'll take vice president, no problem.
Because the vice president doesn't do anything.
Right. Yeah, I don't really do anything. I just fucking, clean the cubby holes once a month or something.
Yeah.
So I ran against Jonathan, and like there was this big contingent, this what do you call it? Not a faction, but a cabal, maybe you could say, of insurrectionists in the orchestra that did not like the director at all. She played crazy favorites, and I was not one of her favorites, even though I was her son's. He was my private lesson teacher, was her son.
Yeah.
But he...
Insider trading.
But
Don't like that.
yeah, eventually I left him and went to another teacher, and I think that kind of made her mad. So she didn't really like me that much. She didn't hate me, but she didn't like me that much. And I most certainly wasn't one of her favorites. I wasn't like eating lunch with her every day like some of these people did. It was crazy. Yeah. It's cultish. And so I ran against Jonathan, and Jonathan wasn't doing that either. He was just really good, and he played the game a little bit better than I did. So it turns out, 3 people ran for orchestra president, and I never thought that like this would happen, but there was this huge campaign for me. I had like a campaign manager.
Hell yeah.
Steven, and he like made posters for me. He like campaigned for me. He really wanted me to win just to like shove it to our teacher.
Yeah. And what was your campaign slogan?
Listen to the siren. Vote for Byron.
And what were your promises?
I promised free candy.
Yeah. Root beer in the water fountain.
Root beer in the water fountains. I promised every guy would get a girlfriend.
and truth on what happened on 9/11.
Yeah, and truth. Yeah, exactly. Promised to end the treasurers, the treasury, balance the budget.
I'm declassifying every document.
Yeah. But there were 3 people that ran.
Yeah.
And it was Jonathan and me and this girl named I won't say her name. We'll say Sarah. I don't like that name either for other reasons, but her name wasn't Sarah, but we'll say it's Sarah. And I might slip the name on accident. So anyways, so Sarah, no one really liked Sarah. Okay? And I mean, Sarah's a terrible name.
Yeah.
Who likes that? Anyways.
Okay.
And no one really liked Sarah.
Yeah, we get it.
She was kind of mean, and she was kind of like, she just wasn't very like kind. She was a super like suck up, like butt sucker.
Yeah.
She was sucking the butt of the director. Like she was just like licking her ass, like just such a suck up. So people didn't like that. The former president.
Who wouldn't like that?
Well, the director liked it a lot, I think.
No, that makes sense.
But
No one likes a big suck up.
And this Sarah, she played cello as well, or a different instrument?
I feel like you're trying to get me to trip up and say the name.
No, we're not at all. All we know is that you hate her.
I actually did not hate her. Yeah. I played tennis with her, and
when I think of a butt licker, I think less cello and more like a brass instrument.
Oh yeah. Was she playing trumpet?
She played violin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
just for a second, if you're ever in band and you're like in middle school or high school, you're like a horny kid like I was, French horns, just if there's a hot girl that plays French horn, you can watch her lick the inside of the mouthpiece every once in a while because it has to stay warm, and so it has to stay like wet, and their lips have to stay wet, and so they'll just kind of rim it every once in a while.
And
I love sitting next to the French horns as a saxophone player.
And you commit that to memory and go home and have a good night?
Absolutely. Well, you have your saxophone between your legs, so you you can kind of shove it down into
Yeah.
your boner. And like,
my God.
Well, and Josh doesn't need to jerk himself. He can
yeah,
just
I can just think about
Kegel
it.
it
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
get it
Ugh,
done.
there we go.
Just kidding.
Thanks. Thanks, Laura. So anyways, Erica. God damn it. That's okay. She probably won't watch this. And I don't hate her. Right? I'm sure she's better now.
No, dude, she comments on all of our
But
episodes.
she was a bit of a butt licker, and no, people didn't want her to win, and they didn't most people weren't a big fan of her.
Yeah.
And eventually, I had a huge cabal of people that wanted to vote for me.
Yeah.
Because I actually campaigned, and I was kind of starting to feel bad for Jonathan because I didn't want to take it from him. But I was like, I might fucking win this.
Yeah.
And it would be crazy because I never held office in orchestra all my 4 years of high school. The previous president counted the votes.
Yeah.
So the outgoing president counted the votes, and I knew him, and he came up to me and talked to me afterwards about it. So our director would always say, it's like, I have final say in who's president. And I kind of was okay with that. I was like, she'll pick Jonathan, and that's okay.
Yeah.
He deserves it. I don't want to take it from him.
Yeah.
But then for vice president, she picked Sarah.
But wait, how many votes did you get the second?
I
most?
heard from the president that she got 6 votes, and Jonathan and I both got about 50. I lost to Jonathan legitimately.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I still got a lot of votes.
Wow. So
And
you weren't put on the thing
I
at
was
all.
not
Wow.
in office at all. And that just pissed
And
people
so
off
you-
even more.
Yeah, it was fucking
Yeah.
stolen.
It was stolen election, dude.
Absolutely.
So on January 6th, I stormed into the orchestra hall, and I raised a fit. I wore my Viking hat.
You said we need election integrity.
And can you believe this? They shoved me in a cubbyhole for over a year.
What?
Yeah.
They kept me in a cubbyhole for over a year, locked me in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and wouldn't
you-
release me.
It's
And it was a peaceful protest.
It's a
Yeah.
threat to democracy, is what it is.
Yeah, apparently I was a threat to democracy. Yeah. Yeah, that's what. So we rolled her house bad.
Yeah.
That was our revenge. Is that we rolled the director's house real it was the craziest. It was actually TPing people's houses.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah, we rolled her down the alley. Yeah,
thought she was in a trailer home and you went
Yeah.
cow tipping, but it was home tipping.
dude.
We rolled her home over.
Yeah, I mean she it was at the point where it was kind of mean how
Yeah.
bad, because usually TPing is kind of funny but
Yeah.
not that big of a deal to clean up, and it just happens. But this was bad.
Yeah.
We got her good. We forked her, not fucked her, forked her, and then we TP'd her like crazy, and then it rained, which is the worst.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all over goo, just piles of TP goo.
So I didn't hold a single office
Yeah.
my senior year except for captain of tennis. I was
Yeah.
the varsity tennis captain, and I lost every match my senior year.
Wow.
We should do, like Legion of Skanks did, we should do a president of Working Crass podcast.
We should steal their bit.
Yeah, we should steal their bit. Absolutely.
I
It
would
would
run.
be a different election.
I
you
would
know?
run.
It's not the same
I'd
election.
probably lose.
No,
Or
I don't
you guys
know.
would probably
You'd
choose
win.
someone else
That's not
and
true.
insurrect me.
No, we would leave it up to the votes. We would be the most fair possible. Wouldn't we, Jew?
That's hilarious.
Well, it just depends on how good you're going to be to the Israel lobby. And then I'll decide who wins.
Yeah.
The
I
Israel
support the
podcast lobby.
IDF, okay? I'm Mossad. I like Mossad. Let's I don't like the Palestinians.
All right, keep going.
Yeah.
I like it so far.
That's
That's wild.
Yeah.
I think
that's my story.
I think the only cool thing that happened to me in band was I made a song about the band director, making fun of him, because everyone at they all hated the band director at my school as well in high school, because we got a new one my senior year, and he wanted to revamp everything. He made our
Okay.
marching band show a new direction, because he's like
One Direction?
kind of, but it's the whole thing is the band is going in a new direction because I'm the new band director. It made it all about him. Like
Okay.
everything needs to change. All of our uniforms need. Like I'm the new guy, so we're changing everything. Everything got renamed. Everything got reorganized, and like. There's
And
a
that's
lot
big in Texas because
yeah.
marching band's huge in Texas.
Yeah,
because football
definitely.
games are huge
Oh, yeah.
in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Damn, dude.
So there's a
on
lot of
the-
like seniors that like had certain I forget what it was, but it was like, you know, we had something that we were looking forward to senior year, and he's like, yeah, we don't do that anymore or whatever. And it's like, we've been here for 4 years. You know, I don't remember what it was. It was some bullshit. Anyway, I made a song about how much he sucks and like how hot his wife is and how he probably paid a prostitute to be his wife because like, there's no way he could get a woman that hot. He was from Chicago too, and he would always like bring up like, in Chicago they do this or blah 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 blah. And I remember like always being like, man, I'm never gonna go to Chicago. Chicago's full of douchebags. But I made this song about him, and then like the band moms, which were my worst enemy, because I was always very inappropriate. Like I always had like jokes that I
really?
shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Yes, always.
Yeah.
I was just telling Lauren, I used to sit during lunch period on the piano and make up songs about kids in band, but they would come ask me to do it. And it would always be the black kids in band. Only the black kids in band wanted a song about them. And then I would just sing racist songs.
But they loved
they
it.
loved it.
Yeah.
They'd go, please keep singing that.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got to do another one, man.
Yeah, dude.
And I make a song about them like robbing a 7-Eleven. They're like, yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's what's so funny, dude. Like, I mean, not to go off on a tangent or anything, but like, I do find it very interesting. Like, I told you about that show I did at, I'm not going to say the venue, but it was very, very offensive. And like our suggestion, I'll just say this. Our suggestion was
improv show.
banana.
Yeah.
And I did like A to C. I guess I actually did A to B. And I said plan Shane. I was like plantain or whatever. Kind of similar to banana. But then my first line in the show was like, man, our neighbor has a plantation tree. And so and I wasn't playing with Josh because Josh couldn't make it. So I was playing with this other guy who is very similar to me. Will go very hard. And
So number one, you confused plantain and plantation. So
Well, I just misspoke because I had a little bit to drink, and I'm big on. I kind of like misspeaking. I love that in improv. It's actually a really good thing. Like it's a good skill to have.
Absolutely.
It's a skill. It's a strength, not a weakness. I just mispronounced it. And then and so we did a show that was like, you know, very offensive to the audience. Was very like woke. They weren't big on what we were doing. But the crazy and you can imagine what direction we went in with my first line being about a plantation tree.
you got wild.
Right.
Yeah.
It got wild. And we got groans and people were not happy with it. And I think we lost a show because of it, which I'm sorry about.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, they
didn't.
Yeah, we were supposed
they
to have
canceled that
another
one.
show, and they canceled that show. It might have been because of us, may not have been, but they have never
Might be.
reached out to us again.
That's true. That's true.
But the only people, there were like 2 black people in the audience.
Yeah.
Right? 2.
Yeah.
And everyone else hated the show.
Yeah.
I remember hearing like maybe a couple laughs
Yeah.
throughout it. Mostly groans and like, because the rest of the show was like very bubblegum improv. Like,
Nobody talking about anything.
right. I mean, and there were some funny groups and there were some funny things, but it was very like, very,
Vanilla.
bubblegum improv, I think
Yeah.
is a great way to describe it. And we did something a little more edgy.
Okay.
But the only people that came up to me after the show were the 2 black people in the audience. The only 2 black people in the audience were like, I love that. That was great. That was like, I love that you guys went there and you didn't back away. And obviously you're not racist. You're like satirizing people that are, you know?
Yeah.
And like, we get that. And we kind of like that you're not afraid to do that. And you know that like, we're smart enough to understand you're not being serious.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know. And that's happened to us a lot, all of us, you know, where we do some comedy that's a bit edgy or offensive, and the people that maybe should be offended by it, that people advocate for, are the ones that aren't offended.
Yep.
Yeah.
That actually enjoyed that they were kind of the butt of the joke or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like people like to be the butt of the joke. I always loved being the butt of the joke.
Definitely.
I don't know.
I think being offended comes from a place of insecurity overall too. It's
Yeah,
like
for
if
sure.
you're joking about something that somebody else feels insecure about, then that's why they get offended.
Yep.
So like if it's a white person getting offended on behalf of black people, it's usually because they're insecure with their own feelings about black people. They
Mhm.
don't have enough black friends. They don't want to be considered the racist person,
mhm.
and
Yeah.
so they want to
Yep.
be considered a good person because they don't know any black people and they don't
Yeah.
know how
Yeah.
black people talk to each other at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas when you work in like a blue collar situation where it's actually diverse and there's a bunch of, there's white people, black people, Mexican people, like it's an actual good
Yeah.
accumulation of, what did we say recently? Economically diverse group
Mhm,
as opposed to just racially diverse.
Mhm.
That's where people joke by joking about each other's cultures. That's how you
Yeah.
that's how you intermingle with each other. Is we all have different cultures. We all have different backgrounds. We all have
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the best thing you could do is learn about each other and make jokes about each other. Like
Yeah.
I think that's the
Yeah,
best way to
absolutely.
communicate.
And it's actually like
connect with
pretty
people.
accepting.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
that's what like kind of bothers me the most is like,
Yeah.
I'm actually like I'm being actually super progressive because I'm including you in the joke.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't know about that. That's probably
Well, no. I mean, in the ideal for the audience that's offended by the show or whatever, in the ideal world, the white performers would never pretend that black people even exist.
yeah.
Like, or that any other culture ever exists. Stick to your own culture and only talk about your own culture.
Yeah. And
Which is boring. I don't want to just talk about white people. White people are boring.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about mac and cheese like for 5 hours on stage. It's stupid.
I only eat salt and pepper.
I know. I want to talk about fajitas.
yeah. No, dude.
I want to talk about quesadillas, man.
And I get that this is a debate.
Yeah.
This is like this is something. This is a cultural
Mm-hmm.
thing we're all going through. But
Yeah.
what kind of blows my mind is like when I grew up, I feel like we had already gotten through this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And now it's like coming back up, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like I don't hate any race or group of people.
Mhm.
Like I love them all. I love people. Like
Yeah.
in general. Like I am a people person through and through.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like one way I show love is by like making jokes and being funny, and also
Yep.
being the butt of a joke.
Sure.
A lot.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
always the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that like privilege doesn't exist. I
Yeah.
do think there is some aspect. Like I think that's actually a good argument for
Mhm.
like progressives
Mhm.
to make. Like I do think white people have some privilege.
Sure.
I wouldn't necessarily agree that it's like the like highest amount of privilege. Like I think that like there's that they make it a bigger case than it actually is.
Yeah.
Well, everybody has privilege for different situations. And every situation, depending on who you are, you'll have certain privileges that other people don't have. It's all very
Sure.
situationally specific.
And there's also there's economic privilege,
Yeah.
which race is tied up in because of years of
Mhm.
different economic
Mhm.
opportunities being given to different people, which makes sense. But I do think that it gets overblown, or it just becomes like you can't talk about anything because you have privilege. It's like that makes no sense to me,
Dude.
It's like we can acknowledge that we have privilege while all still existing in the same space together
Yeah.
and talking about each other. Like
Mhm.
I think it's really weird that it's like if you have privilege, then you should have less rights to speak than other people who don't have privilege.
Well, I want to say one thing, and this is my hot take,
No.
and it might really piss off some people
Yeah.
on this because I wouldn't say I agree, but I am willing to have the argument about reparations.
Yeah.
You can't even say
I
it.
can't even fucking say it, dude. But no, like I think there's a legitimate claim there, and I'm open. I'm a lot more open to it than I am like some other things. Like
Yeah.
like that was something that was wrong that
Yeah.
white people did. Although every race has been enslaved at some point.
At some point. And then
Yeah.
it's hard to tie to find, okay, well, your family was connected to slavery, but somebody else's family is not. Like it's hard to actually trace those historical roots.
Your mom was a slave, but your dad was like
Yeah.
a plantation owner.
Right.
Like how are you?
Right. You owe yourself money now.
Yeah. You got to take it, move it from your savings to your checking.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is complicated, but And so
They're
I
just gonna spend all the reparations on lottery tickets anyway, dude.
oh
What do you-
my god.
Do we really need more rims on cars, bro?
Oh my god.
I'm just joking.
I know you are.
But I do love there's a
But
there's
dude,
a
go to this
Chappelle
gas
show.
station over here, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a lot and
yeah,
this is another thing.
yeah.
I live kind of in an area that is pretty diverse.
Yep.
And like I've said this before. I said it on the
Mm-hmm.
Patreon episode that we're fixing or they're fixing to release.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I go in there and I've gotten like Black and Milds, I've gotten lottery tickets, like
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of, and I love that gas station. It's like.
By the way,
this
you
is
said
gonna
this.
sound
You said this
terrible.
on a main episode.
Yeah.
Not a
Did I
Patreon.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's been out in
Yeah.
the public for a while.
Yeah.
That's on the episode
But
Byron Bangs Baby. No, I'm just joking.
Oh my God! It always goes
So
there.
this really will be Byron Banks Baby Part 2.
Oh no!
It's not our choice. You made this choice.
No, I didn't.
Oh man.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
like. I love those things too.
Yeah.
I love Black and Milds. I love lottery tickets. And
I love fried chicken. I love Kool-Aid.
I love watermelon. Like,
Oh my God.
yeah,
Oh my God.
And it's also that
No,
like
that's-
Michael Che bit where it's like someone gives a watermelon to
or brings
as, like,
watermelon to a
like
party.
a party or something, and like, here, I brought some watermelon, and like
Yeah.
his like progressive woke friends are like, wow, that was kind of racist, and he's kind of like, damn, these are some nice racists. Then everyone loves watermelon.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
don't.
I love watermelon.
I don't.
Well,
I don't because it hurts my stomach. Oh no.
that's it.
Oh, it makes my tummy hurt. And then I feel like a watermelon's growing inside of me.
No, I'm just not a fan of. I'm just not a fan of the texture of watermelon.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the texture. I love everything about a good watermelon.
To me, it feels like I'm eating a sponge, and I just don't. I don't like the
Yeah.
texture.
Sponge.
I love sponge. Love spongy goods. Yeah. Well, you know, sorry, we took a little bit of a ramble there.
That's okay. We might end up
Yeah.
cutting a couple things, but that's totally fine. Not cutting after the fact, cutting what we're gonna do
Yeah,
next.
yeah.
Yeah, we might cut Byron from the show.
Yeah, you guys edit out me completely, and just like it's very confusing for the audience. It's like I don't want. You guys are laughing at something I said. Well, maybe you laugh at something I said, and it's just like, what are they laughing at? I don't get it.
Yeah, we'll have to cut a whole segment out of that, but yeah, this one we'll have to not air. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, I wrote a song about my band director. He got really mad.
Yeah,
I had a meeting
Cool.
with him, and he said, "I'm not offended by most of it, but to talk about my wife." And I was like,
But to bring
Wait,
up
did he hear it?
yeah, he heard it because the
Oh man.
the chaperone ladies, okay, the band moms, by the way, all got matching tattoos on their ankles of like a treble clef and a
Wait,
bass
were these
clef.
moms actually?
Yeah, these are moms of kids in band who do chaperoning. They all got matching treble clef, bass clef tattoos on their ankles because they're band moms. Like literally, they don't play any.
Throw them in jail.
I know, dude. They don't play any instruments or anything. They have nothing to do with music. Just their kid does music, and
Did
I'm a
they-
band mom. And then they would come to our events, our football games, be on our bus, and just get off on telling other people's kids what to do and getting other people's kids
Yeah.
in trouble.
Did these-
starting fucking drama about I don't like this kid, so I'm gonna like focus on getting him. I got in trouble with the band moms a lot, and one time I said "fuck you, bitch," and I had to like apologize to her because I had a cramp in my leg on the bus and a horrible cramp, and I was getting really bad cramps.
Did
for
you do your
marching band.
Kegels?
I did not do my Kegels, and
That's
that's,
why.
the
You
problem.
should've.
That's
Yeah.
the
You
problem.
should've.
And so I said, I was like, get over here and do exercise on my Kegels, bitch.
Did,
No, I got a cramp on the bus and I had to stand up. I couldn't keep sitting down. Like I had to stand up and stretch it out. And this mom turns around who's always has problems with me because she's always stopping me and my girlfriend from hooking up at football games and stuff. And she goes, sit down. Like just immediately screams at me. I'm like, I have a cramp. And she goes, sit down. We don't stand on the bus. And I just went, fuck you, bitch, my fucking legs hurt. And just had a screaming match with her, and I was forced to apologize to her. Anyway, they all hated me, so when they saw me post on Facebook a song about the band director, like to everyone in band, they're like, they send it to him, obviously, and they're like, hey, this, he's putting this out, this is inappropriate, and blah, blah, blah. It was hilarious. I think the band director thought it was hilarious too. He was just like, don't talk about my wife, and that was
yeah. He's like, you can. Well, it's funny, like, I don't know, like
I was making music on my own.
Yeah.
He's the band director. He should encourage that.
Yeah. Did these moms with the tattoos, did they call their little group the Treble Makers?
Oh, bleh.
Oh,
treble
Lauren,
treble
don't
makers?
even fucking throw that out in the world. I do not want to see when I have kids and they're in orchestra, I do not want a bunch of band or orchestra moms being like, we're the Treble Makers.
Oh,
fuck
God.
that with their fucking haircuts and whatever.
Ugh.
I'm starting it just to piss Byron off.
Oh, yeah. No,
Don't.
I mean, I'm telling you, there's nothing worse than a band chaperone mom. There's just nothing worse.
Well, I will say this: our like the orchestra organization president or whatever, the person that was president of
the
like
OOP.
yeah, the OOP. we had like a parent that was like she wasn't like a chaperone. I don't know what she was, but she was like in the PTA, very involved in PTA.
Yeah.
But she was great.
Yeah.
I like so great. I might say her name.
Yeah.
Like full name, because she was awesome. She planned all of her. I won't say it, but she planned all of
You
her.
think she'd like all the stuff we said about black people at the beginning of the show?
Probably not.
Okay,
Yeah.
then don't say her full name.
Yeah, but she was awesome, dude. She was awesome, and like planned all of our orchestra trips. Cleaned. I brought a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper to Boston.
Yeah.
On our orchestra trip,
Yeah.
and it in the plane it busted and got all over all my clothes. All my clothes smelled like DP. And not and I want to be clear, the Dr. Pepper kind.
Not the double penetration.
Yeah, not that kind. Although maybe it did a little bit. I don't know.
Would argue that those might smell the same. So
Yeah, maybe.
in many ways.
She was great. She like washed my clothes like in the bathtub.
Wow.
And like
She wash you in the bathtub?
I wish, dude. She was kind of cute. She
Yeah?
was a cute lady.
Yeah.
I loved her. She was great. She was awesome.
So were you sticky this entire trip?
My clothes were soaked in Dr. Pepper
So
for
yes.
maybe a couple days. Yeah.
So yes, you were
Yeah.
sticky the entire trip.
I know, like the story you wanted me to tell that we were kind of discussing earlier.
Yeah.
I definitely, I believe, it's been a long time, but I believe the shirt I wore to the Boston Symphony Orchestra had DP stains on it when I met Yo-Yo Ma.
Damn.
And I had a private lesson by
Yeah.
Yo-Yo Ma, who was
That's
a great guy.
Yeah.
That's why I said his name in full. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I just said,
Yeah.
hey, I met this guy, Yo-Yo, if people would be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yo-Yo Ma?
Yeah.
He's a great guy. He's an
Yeah.
amazing. I would love to meet him. I would
You
kiss
smell
him on the
like
forehead,
Dr.
dude.
Pepper.
You are such a sticky boy.
I would love to. I don't think maybe he does realize, but like that meant a lot to me. He gave me like a private lesson for like 15 minutes.
That's so cool.
We had a Q&A with him.
Yeah.
And everyone was asking him like stupid ass questions like,
Yeah.
do you like Coke or Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Or like, what's your favorite composer? Bullshit questions. And I raised my hand as a cellist and I was like, hey, I have this issue with my penis. And I would love if you like help me with my penis issue. And he was like, you need like relax your bow hand.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
then jack off. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
That's a true story about Yo-Yo Ma.
Yo-Yo Ma.
Yep.
No, it was like he gave me like a private lesson over my bow hand, just
Yeah.
real short and quick. And it was like I raised my hand, asked this question that was very technical question about cello, and he brought me up on stage with him and gave me like people had auditioned to have master classes
Like,
with people.
Excuse me, yo mama.
He would probably love that joke. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah,
Like he was
yeah.
such a nice, great guy, and like I can't say any like he was the nicest person ever.
Yeah.
And I love him. I love him to death. He's an amazing cellist.
Yeah.
And he was very nice to me. He brought me up on stage. It's not quite a private lesson because the whole orchestra was there, but he brought me up one-on-one and gave me like a little
Like a workshop.
a workshop. Yeah,
Yeah.
15 minutes.
That's awesome.
And apparently
That's
it's
really
on
cool.
camera. I should ask that awesome band mom or orchestra mom
Yeah. Yeah.
if she could find me that.
Well,
Dude, that would be killer. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Here's me learning from Yo Mama. Yo Ma.
Yo mama.
Yo
Yeah.
Mama. Cool. Damn, we've done a lot of time already.
Yeah.
I might cut back on these.
This might be more of a Patreon.
Maybe, but we have
Yeah.
to get one out on Monday,
Yeah.
so it's a
Yep.
it's a main.
All right. Yep. It's a maybe. It's probably a no. That's okay.
I think this one's going out on the main episodes. Speaking of classical music and orchestra and everything, you know, where we are here in Chicago, some Chicago Walgreen stores are blasting classical music to deter loitering. But will it work? Now, here's the thing. Does classical music deter you from anything at all? For me, I don't.
Depends on the classical music. If it's Pirates of the Caribbean,
That's classical.
well, that would make you
It's
loot. That might make you loot a Walgreens.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
Oh,
classical.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
classical, like
Yeah.
classically played and everything.
Yes.
Like it's like an orchestra song.
yes.
You know?
Still, I don't think that would combat.
I mean,
loitering.
doesn't this like? Here's the thing. This kind of shit actually sounds racist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
We're not playing that rap anymore.
yeah, that rap is gonna cause people to loot. That's some fucking bullshit. Wait, is it loitering?
It's loitering. It's like standing around the store. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I'm standing around somewhere and they start playing like classical music, then I kind of want to stay around more. Like, I like classical music. It doesn't bother me.
dude.
I don't know. And then so a
It's very
Walgreens.
soothing. I feel
Yeah.
like people will just like drift off to sleep.
Yeah. Says in a statement, Walgreens spokesperson said a recorded music loop that plays classical music outside some stores has been implemented to deter loitering. Spokesperson added that the retailer is taking steps to ensure the music is only loud enough for the immediate area around the store and cannot be heard in surrounding neighborhoods. So it's not even that loud. Hirsch says the music is going to move the problem, and it's not going to solve anything. It's being used to demarcate space and tell certain people that this is not your place. You need to leave.
Dude.
But I'm like, how is classical music against certain people and not?
I mean, isn't it kind of fucked up to be like, this is not your place, and you're a fucking department store that sells almost everything
Right.
in
right,
like a
right.
convenience setting, like a Walgreens?
A place where people have to go for things?
Yeah.
Like,
This is not your place.
yeah.
Fuck you,
You don't
bitch.
belong
Fuck you.
here.
This actually pisses me off.
But as a business, and you know this, you can't have like homeless people loitering outside your front constantly. Like I'm sure
I did.
Yeah, for
In my
Pete's?
business at Pete's, yeah.
Yeah,
We had conversations.
Yeah.
I had conversations with the people because homeless people.
No. These people don't want to have conversations with
They
homeless people.
don't.
They
They
want to draw
don't.
them away like they're not real people.
Dude,
Yeah.
This kind of bothers me because like the thing is I had the homeless people. I learned a lot about homeless people at playing a character named Homer.
Yeah,
And also running a store that had a lot of homeless people. Like they have territories.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
and in fact, they don't have a house, but they have a lot more territory than normal people do.
yeah,
Like they're like, this is my fucking block right here.
Yeah.
All right, I can sleep outside
Yeah.
this Walgreens. I can sleep outside this coffee shop. Whatever.
Yeah.
This is my fucking block.
Right.
Don't you fucking come in here or I'll knife you.
yeah,
And I had conversations with my homeless person on my block,
yeah,
and I was like, hey, look. I don't mind you sleeping here. I don't mind you, spending your time here. The thing I do mind, please do not ask people for money.
mm-hmm.
You can sit here. I'll give you a cup of coffee every day.
Yep.
It's cheap. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll give you a cup of coffee every morning. I don't mind.
Yeah.
And I was lucky. She was a nice lady
Yeah.
that like was not like aggressive or anything.
Yeah.
And honestly, she would actually like help us out. She'd help us like stack the furniture at the end of the night.
Hell yeah.
And I did not care. And
Yeah.
I was not very upset about her like sleeping in front of the awning or something, you know.
Did you guys pay her to stack the furniture?
No.
Wow. Byron found out how to do slave labor. Wow.
It wasn't. She could leave anytime.
Wow.
She could leave anytime, dude. She could leave anytime.
You're like, hey, get in here and work.
Dude,
No,
I'm
just joking.
I think my convenience store over here does that a
Yeah?
little bit. Yeah.
Get the homeless people to help out.
Yeah. The people begging for money to, because there's a lot of people begging for money at this gas station.
Yeah.
And I think they get them to like change the trash and stuff.
Yeah.
I like them though. They're nice people that run that convenience store. They all say hi to me. But I will say,
Try playing a little classical music around them. Apparently, they'll be like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yep.
Well, I like what these people said, too, because this is exactly what I would say. For some residents of Greektown, the music meant to deter is starting to attract. This guy says, kind of makes me want to congregate around the store, so I don't know. And
They have like a huge like tent city outside the store. Yeah.
people like classical music aficionados that are like, just like, oh, Brahms.
Yeah.
I got to go listen.
Yeah. Dvorak? Let me grab my lawn chair.
Another commented it doesn't bother him too much. I could stand here all day, I think. This is how I would feel about it, too. It's like, oh, cool, classical music.
Yeah.
I don't care. But I'm not homeless, so I don't know. Maybe if one day I became homeless, I started hearing Chopin, I'd go,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dvorak would probably make you want to loot
Yeah.
because it's usually pretty intense.
Yeah. Is it like very... Dvorak is like rhythmic, right? I can't remember. I'm
Dvorak
supposed
did
to know all
the
of
New
this.
World Symphony.
Yeah.
I did quite a bit of Dvorak when
Yeah.
I was in high school.
I'm
TMEA.
supposed to know all of this because I took music history class and we were quizzed and tested on all of this. I don't know anything. I don't remember anything. I remember a little bit of Chopin, and I can kind of tell you, like, if I have like multiple choice and I listen to a piece, I can try to kind of figure out around the time period that it would be and who it's more likely to be, but it's tough.
Now,
It's tough.
what's a type of music that you think would actually deter people from
Metal.
Yeah.
Or like Screamo or
Yeah.
something.
I
Yeah.
don't know, but some people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would attract but see, that's the thing. You're going to attract some people and you're going to deter some people.
I
Maybe
think
you
no
just
matter
play
what
a tone.
music,
Play a single tone.
Yeah.
Play an A at 440.
And then
Constantly.
a half step below
And
it at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's just
yeah.
everyone takes out
Yeah,
their headphones listening to this podcast.
Everyone turns off the podcast right there.
Yeah. Here, sing a tone.
Yeah, I think like a theremin playing for a long
Yeah.
time would probably do it.
Yeah.
Maybe some like alpine yodeling, but like
but
like a novice, so
Yeah.
it's not good yodeling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I
Yo,
have
lady.
Yodel lady
Yodel lady.
Yodel lady hoo.
Yeah, if it's that,
Yeah.
nobody's coming in that
Yodeling is probably a good one. I have an opportunity to buy a banjo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh damn, we need that. We were just saying today.
Yeah.
I wish Byron had a banjo for this sketch that we were doing.
Yeah.
So that would be perfect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think I should? I mean, he said he bought it for like $500.
Yeah.
He was like, I would love to get 400 for it.
Yeah.
I can probably counter offer with like 325 or 350. But I'm also like, fucking my clients do not pay up.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit like,
yeah.
I'm not like hurting, but I'm like, fuck, I need people to. I work commission, 100% commission.
Mm-hmm.
So if people don't pay, I don't get paid.
Yeah.
And I'm a little nervous even to spend like $300.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to have, would it not?
Yeah, definitely. Cool ass banjo.
Yeah.
Welcome to Working Crass Podcast.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna find a way. I might be like, hey, look, can I pay you like $200 today, and then like another 200 in like a week or a couple weeks, maybe a month.
Yeah.
You know what really does deter people from entering in specific locations is that dueling banjos song. Like
That
if
is
you want to make
true.
someone feel unwanted,
Yeah.
that's the music that plays.
Yeah, you're right. They're like, I'm gonna get raped here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the Walgreens is not going to have any customers.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? If you're gonna play the fucking semitone,
Yeah.
devil's
Yeah,
chord or whatever. Isn't
Yeah.
that what it's called or something?
something like that.
Where it's
yeah.
like the 7 or the 7.5 and the 8th or the 11th
Oh,
and the
Something like
12th.
You
I
just
guess.
you just blast the brown note.
the brown note, and
Yeah.
then everybody shits as they walk by.
The brown note is actually a very low frequency,
yeah,
specific note,
yeah.
Mhm.
and it's supposed to like vibrationally get you to poop your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I
But then
think
they'd
it's-
have to clean up a lot of poop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just a
Not a
normal
great
day at a
idea.
Walgreens.
This is true.
Oh God. Let's move on.
Yeah, okay. That's cool with me. That's cool with me.
Cool. So, speaking of classical music as well, Bradley Cooper is playing Leonard Bernstein. It's Bernstein, right? Not Bernstein.
Mhm.
Okay. Are you sure?
Are you
No,
sure?
I'm not sure. I just said
It
yes.
might be
He
Bernstein.
related to Robbie the Fire?
He
Robbie
might
the
be.
Fire Bernstein. Leonard Bernstein was a composer and a conductor. I think best known for like Rhapsody in Blue, right? Wasn't that Leonard Bernstein?
I don't
Well,
fucking know, dude.
Or George Gershwin
I'm
did
pretty sure that was George Gershwin.
Rhapsody in Blue, but
Yeah.
he conducted. He
But
was a big New York.
Leonard Bernstein was known for he did the composition for West Side Story.
West Side Story, yeah.
A lot of like those Hollywood
Yeah,
movies.
It's a West Side Story.
that's it.
That's
Yeah.
it. You know it. Wow.
But anyway, Bradley Cooper's playing him in a movie, and he has a prosthetic nose, and people are upset. Now, when I say people are upset, I just mean that the news is saying that people are upset. But everything I've seen is no one's upset, and everyone gets why he would do this.
Yeah.
He has a prosthetic nose here. Now,
Oh.
Leonard Bernstein, if you can't tell from the name, is a Jewish man. And so wearing a big prosthetic nose when you play a Jewish man might be seen as offensive because, you know, you're doing like a, look at me, I'm a Jew, you know, like you got a big old nose.
Yeah.
But when you look, like, for instance, there's this picture of him here in the film. That's him
Yeah.
playing Leonard Bernstein.
Doesn't look too absurd.
Or Bernstein. I keep going back and forth. This is the actual guy. He looks like the guy.
Yeah.
He looks like the guy. He looks like Leonard Bernstein, 100%. This, I think he looks good. Now, this is another picture of him. This is Bradley Cooper.
That's Bradley Cooper?
yes,
Okay.
playing him in this film. I'll be honest. It's kind of big in this shot.
It
I
is
mean,
a
it's a
li- it
big
looks a
old
little
nose
big.
in that.
But
shit.
they,
It's a schnoz.
if
It's
this is
quite a
BBC
schnoz.
News, they probably like went through every frame.
Yep,
to
found
find
the
the best one.
found the
You think
biggest
they
nose.
enlarged it a bit?
Yep,
Probably.
they did.
Do you know what? Probably.
They
Probably.
They probably made it look a lot worse than it actually is.
They did the thing CNN did with Joe Rogan to make him look like
Yeah.
sicker and
Yeah.
grosser.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do this one in black and white.
yeah, yeah. And
He'll
then,
look more Jewish.
and then they put it right next to a picture of a young picture of Leonard Bernstein that doesn't quite look like him and looks like a smaller nose.
Also,
Whereas
his
this one-
face was tilted up.
Yes. You can't quite see. They
Yeah.
really wanted to show the difference. Whereas I do think this first one, that looks like Leonard Bernstein to me. Actually,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
looks
well,
more like
it's-
Leonard Bernstein than it does Bradley Cooper. That doesn't look much like
no,
Bradley Cooper.
I was like, that's Bradley. I didn't think that was Bradley Cooper.
Yep.
They really did choose two pictures of Bradley Cooper looking down.
Yep.
No, they definitely tried to make it look worse, and they didn't put a good. What's the next picture?
The last one is just him normal.
He
Which
kind of.
He already
He
kinda
already
has.
kind of does have that nose. And that's what people are commenting, by the way. The mad people are like, hey, he already has a Jew nose. Why are we adding a prosthetic nose here? His nose is big enough.
But they also probably found a picture of him that showcases the nose.
Yeah.
More.
Look, when you're playing a specific person, they're going to make you look like that specific
Yeah,
person.
exactly. If it's like a documentary or something, and you're doing a
Yeah.
reenactment, or you're playing an actual person
Yep.
that
Yeah.
exists, you want to look like that person
Yeah,
as
and
an
finding
actor.
like an
And if that
actual-
person looks like a stereotype of a Jew, I'm sorry. You have to make yourself look like the stereotype
well,
of a
you
Jew.
know, finding a Jew in Hollywood to play a Jew is like really difficult these days. Like, it's nearly impossible. I don't think they really exist there. So I
well,
mean,
your nose is fine.
Yeah, you don't even have them.
what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, you don't have like a
That's
big
fine.
Jewy schnoz. You know what I'm saying?
I got a little boop. I got
Yeah.
a little boop nose.
It must be your Greek. You must have a Greek nose.
No, Greeks,
Yeah, Greeks have-
Italians.
Yeah.
The people of the Mediterranean are
Yeah.
are the people of the nose.
Because they love
Yeah.
smelling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
W-
They're like, that's lemon. Put more lemon.
Yeah.
Add more lemon.
Really, all the peoples of the
God.
Mediterranean are
Mm.
all.
You hurt yourself
Yeah.
sniffing like that?
There was a booger in there, I think.
Oh no.
Yeah.
gross.
But no, this was just the nose that
That's
God
unfortunate.
blessed me with. So,
Well, it's a
I have a
tiny
big
bitty-
nose, and I'm not Jewish.
Yeah, what a
and
shame.
neither of my parents have
know.
like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Your dad kind of somewhat
No,
has
my dad
maybe
and my
a bit
mom,
of a
I think, have more pointed noses. I'm saying
Yeah.
my nose doesn't really look like either of my parents.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So-
Yeah.
I don't know where it
That's
comes
true.
from.
That's true.
Just God bless me.
Maybe
Maybe-
the Chinese.
Yeah, maybe you're mixed up at the hospital potentially, and you're not actually. You've never been Jewish or Greek this whole time.
Damn, I've said a lot of things.
Yeah.
Damn, I've set a lot of weather patterns in motion.
Yeah. Without the authority.
Oh man.
I'm just like,
By the way, Lauren, you're completely wrong. There's not plenty of Jewish actors in Hollywood. There's plenty of producers in Hollywood and,
Yeah.
and managers, but
Yeah.
the actors, no. We got to find a good guy to play the guy. Okay.
also like, if they like Bradley Cooper is like an A-list
Yeah.
celebrity actor.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to have a movie do well, especially about someone that like probably no one knows, Leonard Bernstein. I mean, people know him.
Yeah.
But
I
like
think a
I
lot of
recognize the
people know
name, but
him.
I couldn't tell you that he was like a
A lot of
director
people
or a
who's- yeah.
composer.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, that name sounds familiar. Maybe like I feel like it was in a Weird Al song or something.
Maybe.
But like that's literally where my mind went when I heard Leonard Bernstein.
But that is going to be the case for most people to go see a Bradley Cooper movie. Is like,
yeah.
Maybe I've heard one or two things about this guy, but it's not going to be much.
Yeah. Like
Not everyone like went to music school or had like folks that like parents that played a lot of classical music too. So I don't think a lot of people do know who.
and they're
Leonard
just trying to
Bernstein
get
is.
him to look like the guy, and I think they does a good job.
I think so too. Yeah, I think they really made him look like Leonard Bernstein. For
I
sure.
mean, but BBC knows they're going to get a lot of clicks if they're
Knows.
like, yeah, they knows they're going to get a lot of clicks if they do. I don't think this is anti-Semitism.
yeah.
That's what bothers me. It's
Well,
like,
he's not adding the nose to look. This is what somebody commented too, but he's not adding the nose to look Jewish. He's adding the nose to look like Leonard Bernstein.
Bernstein-ish.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
not to bring more hate on J.K. Rowling,
Yeah,
but she definitely they added noses on those
the goblins.
the goblins that were
Yeah.
in control of banks.
and they control the banks. I don't see a problem with that.
I don't either. What are you trying
When
to
you
say?
go when you go look at the people who control the banks, what do their noses look like?
Yeah.
I might have hurt myself a little there. But I mean, frankly, I think that's a good point. Like
Yeah.
those people were like they were like goblins
Yeah,
coming in like that. Like I don't hate J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
I think she wrote a good book. I disagree with her a lot, not necessarily on some things, but
Yeah.
disagree with her on a lot of things. But it's like she wrote a great story.
Yeah.
And goblins do have big noses.
Yeah.
And they did control the gold.
yeah, absolutely, 110%.
Yeah.
Look, she's making what she's doing is she's making everything is a it's like The Simpsons. Everything is a caricature of different aspects of society in Harry Potter. Like that's like part of the thing is like it's all sending up culture and like a lot of things
I don't think she really. I
intended
think
for it to be
people
Jewish.
read. Yes, I think she just went.
Total. That's
I'm
my
just picking
point.
this creature to do this job. In
I
my
think
story.
she did, and I think it's okay that she did.
My point is not that.
Yeah,
My
I know,
point
I know,
is
I know,
mostly
I know.
that like goblins are supposed to, like, God damn it. It sucks to even talk about this stuff because it's like, how do you even talk about it without sounding racist or anything? It's like, God, I'm done. I'm done. I like goblins are like
Jewy. I get it. All right. So I get what you're trying to say. Goblins run the banks. They have allergies. The tummy. They don't. Hey, goblins. They don't like watermelon. I'll tell you that.
I think I gave some people some more fodder for J.K. Rowling.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, they were already angry at her about
Yeah.
that specifically.
Yeah.
I think people just read that into it.
But it's
and
like
it says
they're
more about-
goblins. They're goblins.
Yeah, it's not. It's made up. It's
Yeah.
a stupid
Yes.
thing.
They're goblins.
It's like them taking down.
I just
that,
think it says more about the people who saw that in those characters than it does about her. It's like, no, that's you put that in there. That's what you're
But it's
thinking
funny.
about.
But it's funny to see that. You have to admit when you watch they go into the bank and they go, "Hey, we're goblins." It's like, haha. I get
When
it.
they go into the banks and they go, Ava, Nagila, Ava.
They're like, we're closed for Yom Kippur.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, let's close out this episode here.
Wow, really? Dude, are we at an hour already? Holy
we
shit.
are we're at an hour.
Oh my God.
Um,
One story.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
No,
dude.
2 stories.
My fault.
We did 2 stories.
It's my fault, dude.
We're gonna close it out with this story, but before we do, I do want to say that, well, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna put a little thing in here, so never mind. It'll go right here.
Hey there, folks. I just want to take a quick moment to talk to you about something that Lauren and I are very, very excited about. We are finally releasing our Patreon. That's right. Crass Wipes are about to get an extra bonus episode of Working Crass podcast every single week. Not just that, a whole lot more bonus content that you're going to really love. But to celebrate the release of our Patreon, we are throwing a release party, and you're invited. That's right. We're going to live stream our release party exclusively on YouTube on Saturday, August 26th at 8 p.m. Central Time. This will not be a normal episode of Working Crass Podcast. You're not going to find it on your podcast apps. This is a special live stream event that you do not want to miss. We got special guests, we have music, we have comedy, and a whole lot more surprises. So don't miss out. You don't want to miss out on this event. Saturday, August 26th, 8 p.m. Central, over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@workingcrasspod. We will see you there. Be ready to party. All right, back to the episode.
Okay, moving on. We are talking about this restaurant that sparked outrage over the Anne Frank burger and Adolf fries.
Served by Bradley Cooper in a fake nose.
Yeah.
It was in very poor taste. A fast food restaurant in Argentina has been called offensive and disgusting by Jewish groups after serving names named after Holocaust victim Anne Frank and former Nazi dictator Adolf Hitler. I like how they have to say former Nazi dictator Adolf Hitler. Like we don't just know who Adolf Hitler is. We're saying his name.
Offensive and disgusting was just what they said about the taste of the food itself.
Yeah.
They're like, these are the worst burgers we've ever eaten.
If you're gonna make an Adolf burger, at least make it taste good.
At least make it kosher.
The tone-deaf stunt was unveiled by the owners of Honky Donkey, a burger
Oh my God.
burger merchant located in the city of Rafaela in the province of Santa Fe. Jam Press reported. Holy shit.
Honky donkey, owned by Cracker Whacker.
Yeah.
Dishes included
Owned by Whitey Tidy.
Yep.
dishes included Adolf fries. Adolf fries, you just every fry before you eat it, you have to hold it up like a little mustache, and then you eat it.
The skin makes it look like they're skinned fries. They have skin on them.
They're fried potatoes doused in bacon and cheddar, and an I think they spelled this wrong, Anne Frank burger, which entailed 3.5 ounces of ground beef with lettuce, tomato, pickles, and mayonnaise for around $11.
And it was left in an attic for several days before they served it.
Yeah.
I like how they had to include this in case somebody doesn't know who Anne Frank is as well. Frank was a Jewish teenager who famously hid out from the Nazis during their occupation of the Netherlands in 1942, a harrowing saga that chronicled in her now iconic eponymous diary.
Eponymous.
Pony?
Eponymous.
What does that have to do with ponies?
The teen refugee was eventually okay. We get what Helen Keller went. No, I'm sorry. We get what Anne Frank went through. Sorry.
Yeah.
We also get what Helen Keller did, and they also have the Helen Keller shake
Yeah.
at Honky Donkey. Come on down to Honky Donkey where you can get the Helen Keller shake.
You have to
my
order it by
God.
like
Sign language.
in the hands. Yeah.
Water.
It's on the secret menu.
It's always water.
Yeah.
Water. It's clear why Honky Donkey, which also featured menu items named Benito after Benito Mussolini and Genghis after Genghis Khan, decided to roll out Holocaust-themed noshes.
It's unclear.
I guess so.
It seems pretty fucking clear why
seems
they
like
did that.
It
It's
seems
like
like
a-
they have a bit.
Yeah,
and
they
they're
have a
sticking-
bit.
They're
Exa-
sticking to it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's kind of funny, actually. I think it's a good idea.
I think it's pretty fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Um,
Why do you hate fun?
Yeah.
I mean, they
Like, come on. It's literally been 80 years.
yeah,
They
it's
do-
also it's not like Adolf Hitler fries. Let's exterminate those Jews. It's not
Yeah.
like it's just like a thing. It's just
It's just
naming
their
it.
fucking bit.
Yeah.
Their marketing gimmick.
Yeah.
And honestly, you're
Well-
assisting them in this because
Yeah.
there's plenty of people that are like, this is kind of goofy and funny and silly.
I want to
and-
go.
Yeah.
Well, you get the fries, and then it comes with a rejection from an art school.
It's like every single prize is like Columbia Art School. Yeah.
Try our Sirhan Sunday. However, the anti-Semitic marketing campaign sparked outrage among Jewish organizations, with the Israelite Cultural and Sports Association deeming it insulting and not funny in any way. This always makes me mad, and it always will. When someone says something is not funny, you have to say, I don't think it's funny.
Not funny to me.
To me, not just not funny. There is no objective funny and not funny. Everyone has their own opinion on what's funny and what's not funny. It's either funny or not funny to you, and that's it. If it's
Well-
funny to some people, then it is funny to some people.
Well, you know what's funny is if they didn't say anything at all,
Mhm.
nobody would know about this,
Mhm.
and they've just given this restaurant free publicity. This is
Exactly.
like a huge, like they know by titling all of their food items with these names, they
It's
know
gonna-
that it's going to be generating some sort of controversy, and they are hoping that gets people in the doors because
Yeah.
it's like something to talk about.
And who else is going to come to Honky Donkey? You know what I'm saying?
My only thing that I will say
Yeah.
is that didn't a bunch of Nazis escape to Argentina?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
So it's possible this
It's
is like-
possible that this is a Nazi restaurant.
It's possible.
And they do have names like Benito Mussolini burger or whatever.
That's true.
So maybe there is that possibility, in which case I would be like, okay, if you're glorifying Hitler with your fucking burger names, then maybe that is kind of fucked up. But like I don't know.
This is exactly what you're saying. It's here in the thing. Coincidentally,
Yeah.
Argentina provided a safe haven for Nazi war criminals.
Some
in the
people think
aftermath of
Hitler
World War
actually
II.
went there. Maybe Hitler owns this store.
Yeah. Wow. This isn't the first time someone has sparked backlash over Holocaust references as of late. Controversial Pink Floyd frontman Roger Waters found himself in hot water sporting a Nazi SS officer costume and comparing deceased Al Jazeera journalist Shireen Abu Akleh to Anne Frank at a May concert in Berlin, Germany. Wow.
Well, I think we need more details there.
Yeah.
Well, I believe
Like-
his whole thing was he was doing the performance was about being anti-authoritarian, and he was like mocking authoritarianism.
Yeah. So how is that actually
Yeah.
just because you didn't get the joke or you didn't get that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna. I would be very surprised if Roger Waters of Pink Floyd
Right.
was in support of authoritarianism, Italy,
Yeah.
or authoritarian Germany
Right.
with a song called "Fucking The Wall."
Right.
If you've ever listened to any of Pink Floyd's music,
Right.
you know they
Right.
are very anti-authoritarian.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how are you? It's just so fuck. I don't know what he was doing in terms of like comparing the deceased journalist to Anne
Yeah.
Frank, but I would assume it's not. It's really not that. It might be satirical
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
but his intent is
Or-
not.
Or it might just be a comparison because everyone loves to like, if you make any comparison whatsoever, they go, "Oh, so you're saying those two things are the same thing or whatever?"
You're
and
saying
it's
they're
offensive.
exactly the same in every
Yeah.
single way.
Maybe maybe they actually had similarities and he compared the two.
Yeah.
And that's okay to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wild. The world is a crazy place. Crazy place. But it's time to wrap up and record a Patreon as well and record a sketch. Before we find out what we learned, I do want to let our listeners know, even though I put a thing in this episode, but this Friday, if you're listening to this week, this Saturday, at 8 p.m., which is what, the 26th?
Central
Yeah, at 8 p.m. Central. Let me make sure I got the date right here.
Central Standard Time, which is Chicago, if you're overseas like someone.
Yeah. Yep, Saturday, August 26th, 8 p.m. Central Time, over on our YouTube channel. We are doing a live stream Patreon release party, and we're celebrating the release of our Patreon. We're very excited about it. Got a lot of cool stuff planned. There's going to be a sketch in it. There's going to be some guests. There's going to be a lot of fun, just like stuff. So be there. It's not going to be an episode of Working Crass Podcast. It's not going to come out on the audio episodes or anything like that. It is an exclusive YouTube event. So be there and party with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, that day, we're releasing the Patreon. The Patreon we've been working really, really hard on, and we haven't talked a lot about it in the episodes much. But the idea is that these studio episodes are going to be our main episodes on YouTube, and the couch episodes are going to be our Patreon episodes. We might change it up here and there. Sometimes it's difficult to get over here. Sometimes we'll be on the couch or whatever. But that's the idea.
Yeah.
And the Patreon episodes are very laid back. We just kind of chat.
The world is our Patreon.
The world is our Patreon.
That's what we say. The world is our Patreon.
That's correct.
Wherever we be Patreoning.
We be Patreoning. We already have 7 unseen episodes up on there. So
damn.
by the time it releases, it's not like you're just going to sign up and get nothing. And have to wait for new episodes. You could sign up and binge 7 brand new episodes of Working Crass Podcast
Yeah.
that you've never seen.
Yeah.
That includes scrapped episodes, ones that we felt like didn't live up to what we wanted to do, so we put those on there. Episodes that we've taken down from YouTube so we don't get banned, those are on there as well. But also our weekly bonus episodes. We're doing a bonus episode every single week where we just chat with each other. And there are 2 of those up there right now. There might even be another one by the time it releases. Those ones that are up there are us with Byron just shooting the shit. Those are great episodes.
Yeah.
Those are really, really funny ones. So there's some of our best stuff is up on the Patreon. And if you're a fan of ours, definitely consider supporting us
and
through
if
the Patreon.
if you don't check out what's on the Patreon, then you're dead to us.
You're
Like,
kind of anti-Semitic.
yeah. You're
not checking out
anti-Semitic.
the
There is
Patreon.
a Jew on this podcast.
Don't you want to
Just wanna
support?
say that.
Don't you want to support Jewish people
Yeah.
in this tough time where
Just
there's
rem-
movies with Bradley Cooper, mocking Jewish people? Don't you want to support a poor, defenseless little Jew here? Sign up for our Patreon
Exactly.
and
Do
give.
you want her to hide in an attic?
Don't you want
Yeah.
her to have money?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Are you enjoying the weather where you are right now? Because that could change in the blink of an eye.
You're like, just think about Hawaii.
Oh,
Oh,
sad.
man.
That is sad.
Okay, Saturday, August 26th, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is our Patreon release party. Very excited about it. We'll see you there to party. Lauren, what did you learn today?
I learned that here's the thing. In a past episode, we saw an amazing actor portray a role outside of his lived experience, and that actor is Gary Oldman.
Mm.
And I think this whole Leonard Bernstein controversy could be cleared up if Bradley Cooper is simply replaced with Gary Oldman. I don't think anybody will object to that. I think if there's one man who can pull off the nose, it's Gary Oldman.
He could play a little person. He could play a big Jew. He could do whatever he wants.
He can do no wrong.
Interesting.
That's what I learned.
Byron, what'd you learn today?
I learned that. Oh man, I don't know. I never think about this.
I didn't learn nothing today.
I didn't learn a single thing.
Just like every day.
I learned that I can't ever talk about anyone specific on this show because I end up fucking their name up and saying it. I didn't say her last name though.
That's good.
So that's that.
And what is her last name?
Smith.
Oh,
Her last name might actually be Smith after she got married. Fuck.
I learned that there's a place where you can go to get good food. And not just good food. Food fit for the kings of this world. For the dictators.
For the Führers.
For the Führers of this world. And that's the honky donkey. And I personally would like to make it my life goal to visit the honky donkey and get some Adolf fries. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you both?
It's Anne Frank fries.
I'll say.
Oh, Anne Frank. I'm sorry. I thought it was Adolf fries and Anne Frank burger.
I will say yes under
you're
one
right.
stipulation.
Yeah.
And that is we go with a bunch of Nazi hunters.
Mm.
We bring them to the headquarters.
We might get kicked out because we did determine that place might be
And that's
run
why
by
we
Nazis.
and that's why we bring the Nazi hunters.
Interesting. I don't really want to be involved in like Inglourious Bastards like shootout kind of situation. I just want to eat some fries and a burger. So
Well, we wait till the food is brought to us, and then we tell our
eat.
hunters, "Have at 'em, boys."
Can we eat first and then tell the hunters to have at it? And if the
Yes.
food is good, maybe we tell the hunters, "Hey, hold off for a couple months."
These Nazis are on to something.
If there's one thing they know how to do, it's work an oven well.
Oh my god.
And with that, have a great week. See you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.